So why are Muslim terrorists crossing into Europe, trying to come over in America? We know we caught these guys. There have been multiple other reports of Syrian men coming into America that were not caught by the authorities, okay? So they're here. Why do you think they're here? Well, obviously, they're here to commit acts of carnage, but that's really not why they're here. They're here to evangelize. They're here to convert us. And this is why it's so critical that we know history. Please pick up a good book on the Crusades. Pick up a book on the occupation of Spain by the Muslims for 300 years. Pick up a book on the occupation of Greece. Pick up a book called White Gold. Show that book on the screen, please. White Gold. This is the history of white slavery in Islamic countries. All right, this is during Jefferson's presidency. There was up to 1 million white people from Europe and America that were in bondage in Tripoli and in Libya under the control of Muslims. We need to know our history. Now, when I say they're coming here to evangelize, I actually mean that. And I'm going to read to you a statement from Osama bin Laden after the bombing of the World Trade Towers, okay? This is after they bombed us, and he's writing to us explaining why they're doing what they're doing. In the name of God, the most gracious, the compassionate, what are we calling you to, and what do we want from you? The first thing that we are calling you to is Islam, the religion he sent down to his prophet, Muhammad. It is the religion of sincerity, the best of manners, righteousness, mercy, honor, purity, and piety. It is the religion of showing kindness to others, establishing justice between them, granting them their rights, and defending the oppressed and the persecuted. We are calling you to Islam. This letter from bin Laden, one of many that he sent to President Bush and to Americans, would seem a little bit bizarre to us. You just killed 3,000 Americans. You're threatening to kill more of us, and then you're inviting us to Islam. They view acts of terror as evangelism. Again and again in Muhammad's life, somebody was brutally murdered. And then those nearby said, we see the power of Islam. We convert. When Muhammad took Mecca with a force of 10,000 men, think about this. The very city in which Islam is founded, its premier city, Mecca, was never converted by preaching. It was converted by an army of 10,000 people. All resistance was crushed. When he marched in, he said, anyone who resists, kill them. He had a list of 7 people who were to be killed summarily if they were found. Apostates, people who had left Islam, and mockers, those who had mocked him. He came into the city. He went right to the Kaaba, the big black rock and the surrounding building, and he destroyed 360 idols. He covered over Christian icons, had them removed. And then he took the oath of allegiance. The men would come and hold his hand and say, there is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. The women would put their hands in a basin of water, and then he would put his hands in, because he refused to touch a woman. And they would give the oath of allegiance. There is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. So Mecca was converted by force, by terror. All right? When we come back from this break, I'm going to read to you several Quranic passages from the Quran, specifically dealing with terror. Muslims see themselves in this narrative, this storyline of Muhammad, and they actually believe that acts of terror will lead to our conversion. They're here to evangelize.